Ser y estar. How do we know the difference? Well, first of all, both mean to be, being. And here we have a definition of both. Ser, identificar, definir y describir, presentando las características como algo permanente y objetivo. To identify, to define, and to describe, presenting characteristics like something permanent and objective. Pero estar, presentar las características de algo o de alguien como temporales o subjetivas, presenting the characteristics of something or someone like temporary or subjective. Let's take a look. Carlos es un amigo mío del colegio. Yuri es sueco, pero sus padres son rusos. Sandra es dentista. Además, es muy guapo. So, those sentences then. Carlos es un amigo mío del colegio, that first one there. Carlos is a friend of mine from school. We are hoping that your friends will always stay your friends. It's a permanent thing. Carlos is someone who is belonging to you. He is a friend of yours, which is permanent, which is forever. And that is why we're going to use ser. Es is the third person singular. So Carlos is. He or she is. Yuri is, third person singular again here. Yuri is Swedish, but her parents are Russian. Nationalities. Yuri is never not going to be Swedish. She will always be Swedish, like you will always be Irish. Somos irlandeses. We are Irish. We will always be Irish. Siempre, always. Sandra is dentista. Sandra is a dentist. It's a profession, it's a job. Again, in Spanish, we're going to presume that is forever. That's a permanent thing. So Sandra is dentista. Sandra is profesora. Whatever her profession is, she will always be a dentist. Además, es muy guapo. He is very handsome. Es muy guapo. He is very handsome. Again, it's a characteristic about yourself or about someone else. You know, he is very handsome. We are presuming that he will always be handsome. And they are a few little things that we will use ser for in Spanish. So for professions, like a dentist, a teacher. For nationalities, like Swedish, Russian, Irish, English. For describing someone, he is very handsome. We use ser to describe someone. And again, to describing someone to us, who they belong to us. So that is when we use ser. Now if we look at those sentences for our estar column. El novio de Tania está un poco raro. Últimamente está triste de mal humor y además está muy delgado. Okay, so Tanya's boyfriend, or the boyfriend of Tanya, is a little weird lately. He's acting a little weird lately, you might say. He is feeling sad, in bad humor, and also he is very thin. Okay, so as you can see, we use the verb estar. Okay, so we're using estar because what we're doing is we're talking about the humor of this person, of Tanya's boyfriend. We're talking about his feelings and the humor he is in. And these feelings, believe it or not, will not last forever. Okay, he is not always going to be in bad humor. He is not always going to be triste, sad. He is not always going to be poco raro, acting a little bit weird, you know. And this is not going to last forever. He will get over these feelings. These feelings will pass. And that is why we're going to use estar. Okay? So it's not going to last forever. Then we have a little subheading here. Indicar la ubicación o la posición. So to indicate a location or position. El teatro real está cerca de aquí, ¿no? So is the theater near here? Está de pie, sentado, sentada, tumbado, tumbada. So he is sitting, standing, or lying. Está de pie, sentado, tumbado. He is sitting, standing, or lying down. So they're positions and locations, okay? So el teatro real está cerca de aquí. Is the theater near here? So you're just asking someone if the theater is in that location. Is it near the location you're in? And we're only going to use estar because you are going to walk to the theater and then you might go for lunch later, and you're not always going to be at that one location. It's always changing. That is why we're using estar. It's not permanent, okay? Same with the está de pie, sentado, tumbado. Okay, he's lying down, he's sitting, he's standing, he's lying down, whatever you'd like to say there. Again, that is a position of someone, and that position is going to change after a while. After he lies down, he might get up, he might go for a walk, okay, and that. So that is not going to last forever. Anything that isn't permanent. So your nationality, as I was saying with ser, you're always going to be Irish, so that will never change. You're always, we presume in Spanish anyway, you're always going to be a student, you're always going to work as a teacher, you're always going to work as a dentist. Whereas estar, you're in the park, but later on you might go home. Okay, that's not going to last forever at all. That is why we use estar. So estar is for things that do not last forever. And ser, think of siempre. Think of the word siempre for ser, okay? Siempre meaning always. So again, ser, siempre, always, forever. Estar, temporales. Okay, temporary. Hay adjetivos que se combinan con ser y con estar sin cambiar de significado. Es impaciente, siempre. There's that word siempre I just mentioned. Always. Es impaciente. He is impatient. He is always impatient. Está impaciente en este momento. So he is impatient in that time. Okay? Está impaciente en el parque. He's impatient waiting in the park at that time. But he might, after a few more minutes, leave the park. However, es impaciente, it is just his personality. He is impatient all the time. Always, siempre. Algunos adjetivos van únicamente con el verbo ser. So here we have es muy inteligente. He or she is very intelligent. Está contento. So he or she is happy at that moment in time. La puerta está abierta. The door is open. The door is open. La puerta está abierta. However, someone might close it in 5 minutes' time. That is why we use estar. Estar. Las ventanas están cerrados. The windows are closed. Again, in the morning, someone may open the windows. That will change. That is not siempre, always or forever. And that is why we're using está and están. Está muy bien. It's very good. Okay, so something is very good or very bad. We always are going to use estar for the situation that we're in at that present moment. Okay, está muy bien. Muchas gracias, estudiantes. Adiós.